This video and podcast is sponsored by entrepreneur Simon Squibb, whose aim is to help people start a business of their own and ensure no entrepreneur feels alone doing it.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Young Broke Musicians podcast, episode number 5.
Boom. 5 podcasts in, and this one is actually very, very exciting.
This is so exciting. We're having our first guest.
First guest. That is so exciting.
I am so buzzing for this.
It's really exciting. And these people do amazing stuff.
They really do.
They're so wholesome.
They are.
That's the word I can describe.
They just make your heart feel nice and warm and fuzzy.
They do. And as you guys know at the intro, this podcast has a sponsor as well. So after we do our little sponsor, we'll be interviewing them.
We will indeed.
Which is exciting.
Amazing. So for those of you who checked in for our first ever podcast, we basically said about a wonderful gentleman called Rob who runs the Orange Tree pub in Baldock.
Amazing pub. Amazing
Incredible
guy.
He continues to do incredible work, doesn't he?
He does. He's an inspiration, isn't he?
He really is. He's an absolute legend.
He is.
So we were thinking something pretty cool.
Late night thoughts, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were thinking about RobFest.
RobFest.
We should have a festival of RobFest.
We should.
And because he runs the Orange Tree pub, everyone should be in orange jumpsuits as if they're
robbers.
As if they're, convicted robbers.
Convicted robbers.
So we could literally have RobFest, and it could be dedicated to Rob, and it could be held at the Orange Tree, and everyone could be walking around in orange boiler suits.
It could be like a whole weekend thing, Friday to Sunday, so many acts, food, robbers everywhere. The police are going to have a nightmare, aren't they? But it's. I think he needs his own festival.
I think this would be
of stuff he's done for us local musicians, he needs one.
And I know that there's Bullstock, and I know that Rob is a huge supporter of Bullstock,
Absolutely.
which is run by G and his whole team, which
all volunteers.
All volunteers, which I think is amazing. So maybe we could do Rob's RobFest as a lead up to Bullstock.
Yeah, a Bullstock warm up festival.
Yeah,
that would be sick.
That would be really cool.
That would be awesome.
Connor and I would be willing to help organise this.
Definitely.
So Rob, if you want this to happen, let us know.
And any musicians in the Hertfordshire area or anywhere who want to play RobFest, get in touch. And
anyone who wants to supply food there, so they can bring their vans up there and we can do that.
We should get Cafe 77.
Cafe 77. Shout out to Rowan.
Oh, they're amazing. I think we need to do a food episode, that could be a good idea. Plan your dream restaurant. How sick would that be?
That would be amazing.
You could choose your main, starters, how many course, your drinks. It can be a mix match from all different restaurants.
That would be amazing.
That would be sick. And speaking of festivals, one of the topics we thought this week is if we had the option to plan our own festival. So you plan the headliners Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
And a couple of other... Friday to Sunday. Friday to Sunday.
Go on, tell us who would be your Friday to Sunday.
My Friday to Sunday. So Friday is the big opener. So the headline act for that one, I would say, for me, Fleetwood Mac.
Hell yeah.
I'd love a bit of Fleetwood Mac. I've never seen them
last year.
Jealous.
I saw them last year.
But was it with Lindsay Buckingham?
No.
Then it wasn't Fleetwood Mac. I kid. They are really good with the guy from Crowded House.
He's insane.
He's awesome. And Mike Campbell, which was Tom Petty's guitarist.
Yeah, amazing.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see Fleetwood Mac as my Friday night headliner.
Yeah.
Saturday, bit of a genre change, but it would be... Oh, who would it be? I think My Chemical Romance, because we were meant to see them in June. Was it June?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were meant to see them in June, and obviously because of the pandemic that's going on, that got cancelled to next June. I mean, they could have put it at the end of the year or at the start of next, but halfway through the next year. So we're going to be seeing My Chemical Romance in June.
Yeah.
So they'd be my Saturday headliners, and Sunday. Sunday's a tough one. But I think Feeder, just because they're one of my favourite bands. Feeder.
Okay.
Back in the day, they used to like headline like Reading and Leeds and stuff, but they dropped out of mainstream to do like their own sort of sound and have more creative control, and they haven't really headlined festivals since.
Okay.
But they're such a good band. Like when they start playing Buck Rogers or Just a Day, it's a proper festival song. Like that, it's my vibe. I've seen them at like 5 different festivals, so they're such a good festival band. What about you, buddy?
No, what's your Sunday?
Oh, Feeder were my Sunday.
So, well, hang on.
So it's Friday Fleetwood Mac, Saturday My Chemical Romance, and Sunday Feeder.
Wow. I've got such a sieve brain. We can edit that out, right?
Sure.
Okay, so my Friday, I'm going to have like duo kind of backlight things.
Oh, okay.
So I think the Eagles.
Good shout.
I love the Eagles. I saw them live last year. They were insane. Yeah, incredible. So I would have them, but also I would have them featuring Bryan Adams.
That would be good. That's a good question. Who if you could choose 2 acts to collaborate on a track, who would it be?
Oh, like me and Bryan Adams too.
That's a good answer. That's a great answer.
I adore him. I think he's amazing. I've seen him live. I think I mentioned in the podcast, didn't I, like a few episodes ago,
the guitar pick.
That, literally, Bryan Adams was like, "Oh, you're pretty," as I was standing on my chair screaming at him, and I was in the front row, and he threw his guitar pick at me.
What a legend!
And it fell on the floor, and everyone went silent. And then all of a sudden, I literally just went like that, and everyone in the whole stadium was like, "Yeah!"
Boom.
It was amazing. It was insane.
Lucky, mate.
So yeah, I would have Eagles and Bryan Adams for my Friday.
That's a good shout.
Saturday. How amazing would this duo be together?
I could see it on the MacBook screen, and it's already getting me very excited. Like, so it looks. That would be amazing.
Dua Lipa and Halsey.
I love Halsey. Her latest album, Manic, I think it's called. It's just incredible.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Because there's so many different genres on there. Like there's slow sort of country songs like You Should Be Sad. There's like acoustic-y ballads. Then there's sort of your more
80s kind of stuff.
Yeah, 80s stuff. And then there's this really random sort of punk rocky kind of song, 3 a.m. just in the mix out of nowhere, which is amazing. And then you've got like your obvious sort of chart singles like Without Me and Graveyard. It's just such a good album.
Oh, you did a cover of Graveyard.
I did do a cover of Graveyard.
For those of you who want to see that cover, it is on the Connor Wells YouTube
Cheeky
page.
Cheeky plug.
Okay. And Sunday,
the closer.
The closer.
It's got to be a good act. It can't be a B-Tech act. It's got to be a good act.
It's got to be like an A-list, like the best of the best.
It has.
And we know that best of the best is Pink.
Absolutely. Pink tops everyone.
She is amazing. She's there's no better than Pink.
There is no better than Pink.
No better than Pink.
No.
And do you know what? I've seen her live quite a few times.
Her shows look incredible because she does like all the trapeze and Cirque du Soleil kind of stuff, doesn't she?
And she was in a Zorb ball.
Oh, I love that.
And she came out onto the crowd in a Zorb ball, so we all held her up.
That's amazing.
And I was like, I held Pink. I was so happy.
I might get a bit of stick for this, but one act that I really want to see live would be Take That. Don't judge because they're a guilty pleasure, but I'd love to see Take That because they put so much effort into their shows.
Okay.
Mark Owen, our little Mark Owen.
I love Mark.
He does all the designs and stuff for their shows. So when they did the Circus album that was the album Greatest Day, he designed like the little album cover, the big robotic elephant that would go into the crowd. He designed all the costumes that they wore. And when they did the Robbie Williams tour, he designed and created the concept of that big robot. And they had like this, it was huge. They had a big robot, and I think Gary and Robbie would stand on its hands, and it would just slowly start to stand up. I'm moving the mic away, you probably didn't hear that, but it would slowly start to stand up with them all strapped in on their hands, and then the other two would be on their feet, and then I think it was Mark on top of its head, and it would start crouched down, and then it'd start rising up and moving towards like the crowd. I mean, what a show.
I don't know how I'd feel about that.
It would be terrifying, but still pretty cool to see, wouldn't it?
Yeah, really weird.
And I think now the robot resides in Mark Owen's garden.
Seriously?
Yeah.
He must have a pretty big garden.
I mean, yeah. Songwriting royalties pay, I guess.
Amazing.
So those would be our dream festival lineups.
Yes, and food-wise, what would you have for your food?
Ooh, Chicken George.
Okay.
Dotty Sweet Bus. Do you know Dotty Sweet Bus?
No.
Oh, it goes to like Goat Fest and stuff. It's this like big red double-decker bus, and at the top is like, it's all pick and mix. So they've got rid of all the seats and stuff. It's all just pick and mix like things.
That's amazing.
It's so good. I'll have to show you the Instagram. I'll put it in the description. And then the bottom is like all different sort of sweets. They do milkshakes, ice creams and stuff. They follow me on Instagram. I love them. They're so good. Cafe 77.
Cafe 77. Now, I don't think these guys get enough credit.
They don't.
The burgers are just insane.
Actually, quote them, really good burgers, don't they? They have it on the front of their truck.
Do they?
They have on the front of their truck really good burgers.
Love it. Love it. And they do amazing halloumi fries, apparently.
They do. You've not tried them yet?
I've not tried them yet.
When I used to work in Welling, before I went self-employed, I used to work in Welling and do like nursery work, so I'd drive past them every day.
Yeah.
So I'd drive back up on my lunch break and go to Rowan's Cafe
amazing.
77 for lunch.
See, Rowan, you've got two big
It's
fans
amazing.
here.
I love it. Chicken George.
Chicken George.
Oh, have you not had Chicken George?
No.
They do like buttermilk fried chicken and halloumi fries and stuff as well. We like halloumi. We really like halloumi.
We love halloumi on this channel.
And now they're based in Luton, but they have like a food truck. But Hitchin is currently getting a Chicken George. They're building it like as we speak. I'm so excited.
This is exciting.
My Deliveroo driver's just going to get to know me even better. we're already on nodding terms. Like we're going to be like first name basis soon.
Yeah.
Regulars.
Getting to second base.
With a delivery driver. Oh, mate.
Amazing.
Love it.
I would have a Miller and Carter there.
Oh, good shout.
My
Miller
festival
Carter.
is going to be like proper upper class.
It's going to be glamping, isn't it?
Yes.
Glamping.
Yeah, with like teepees and stuff.
With electricity.
With electricity, with showers. I mean, I have been to like a few festivals. Like I've been to Sonosphere, but I've never been to ones where you actually camp over.
No have I.
And for me...
Well, actually, Lupaloo in Scotland when I went to see Liverpool, and the first night we camped and my tent was leaking. The condensation was going all the way through the tent. So I was bored. And it's up in Scotland, I may add, so it's freezing.
That's grim.
So the second night I nicked the keys to the car and just slept on the back seats. Had to be done. I don't do cold. I'd rather be too hot than too cold.
Yeah, I think I would rather be too hot than too cold.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to do like... I've always wanted to do big like Glastonbury festivals and
That would
things
be
like
cool.
that, and Reading. I've always wanted to do that, so hopefully maybe next year I can do that if all of this virus stuff is over.
Praying, mate, praying.
Praying that we can get back to normality, but with slight improvements.
With slight improvements.
Yeah, definitely.
Hugging, wearing like full body suits, like laboratory coats and stuff for a hug. My favourite festival moment that I had when I went to Lupaloo was we woke up at like really early in the morning because I had my camera with me. I wanted to see and go out and take pictures of like the Scottish Highlands because it's right in front of this loch and there's like Scottish mountains like all in front of it.
Beautiful.
So I got up really early. Well, I was woken up really early. There was this couple that was sat next to us. There were a bunch of lads like camped next to us, and one of them just sort of unzipped the tent in the morning. I was just sitting out there looking at the sky, and I see to the left of me this guy unzipping his tent. He stood up, had a stretch, and then just suddenly went, "Nah, Savannah!" And like everyone just started unzipping their tents and joined in. It was the best thing. And then as soon as it all stopped, everyone just sort of clapped him, and he just wandered back into his tent.
I am definitely going to have to do that now.
You do. You should.
Am.
Glastonbury Festival. We should start a massive Lion King.
Or
thing.
like Queen, like come out of the tent and go, "Mama,
That would be sick.
just killed a man."
Not really.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
that would be cool.
I think getting everyone to do something in a crowd is like the best feeling ever. Like when I went to see Stevenage Borough at Wembley and the person behind me started a Mexican wave, he was so proud of himself for the rest of the game. Like the fact that he'd started a Mexican wave in Wembley, where you've played.
I have played at Wembley.
You've played at Wembley.
I have indeed played at Wembley.
That is pretty good, isn't it? Pretty good achievement. Look at that.
Hell yeah.
Was that your best gig?
No.
No? What would be your best gig?
Oh, no, I'm going to have to think about this. I've played at quite a few gigs.
Just a few.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what to say my best gig is. Go on, what was yours?
I'd say Ronnie Scott's Jazz Club.
Love Ronnie Scott.
Because it was such an intimate gig. Peter Gill came down to take photos of him. I love Peter Gill. And it was a really, really weird gig. It was really intimate. So I was halfway through my first song, and the host was really friendly. He was so passionate about music. He was there for a good time. He was loving life right now. And I was halfway through my first song, and there was a group of people that were chatting really loudly at the bar. And he wandered up. He was having none of it. He wandered up, took my mic, and was like, "Guys, can you shut up? Connor is not going to carry on playing until you be quiet. We're here for music. We're not here to have a chat. If you want to have a chat, go outside and smoke." And he was like, "Mate, I'm so sorry. Over to you." And I just started my first song again, and then it was just so amazing. Everyone was clapping and listening. All my family came down. It was so cool.
That's lovely.
My granddad came as well, and he doesn't really get out much, so he travelled all the way to London on the tube, which terrifies him. So he came, and he came down to watch me at Ronnie Scott's.
That's amazing.
It was a really cool gig.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, go on, do your little. There we go.
I got the hair for it now.
Yeah, I need to speak to Liam, my hairdresser.
To be fair, it looks better than mine. Mine, because it's all curly, it gets dead easily.
Do you know that you can buy the little curly shampoo stuff that makes the proper ringlets come out?
See, I've got that. I've got this Lush thing that I accidentally ordered to my old place of work, so I had to drive all the way to Harpenden to go pick it up.
Is that what you ordered the other day?
Yeah, I ordered Lush curl thing, and I've got it in my hair now, and it smells very nice. Right, we're going to take a quick little break, and you're going to hear a little message from our sponsor, Simon Squibb, and then we got our first guests.
We have our first guest.
We have got the amazing people, Tommy and Rebecca from at Bamboo Brush. They are an amazing company, local company in Hitchin.
They are indeed.
And they're basically trying to tackle plastic pollution all around the world. They've got an incredible story. So we're going to take a quick break, hear from our sponsor, and then we'll be back with at Bamboo Brush.
Whoop.
The sponsor for this podcast is entrepreneur Simon Squibb.
His aim is to help people start a business of their own and ensure no entrepreneur feels alone doing it.
If you're an entrepreneur and you feel like you could use Simon's help, you can contact him via his website, simonsquibb.com.
Or, alternatively, listen to his podcast show via www.goodluckpod.com, which is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all other good streaming sites.
Connor and I have had the privilege of filming and editing the Good Luck Club.
In his podcast show, he interviews some of the world's most interesting entrepreneurs and changemakers about their lives and insights.
If you want to hear more about Simon's ventures, we'll be having him on as a guest on the Young Broke Musicians podcast in the next few weeks.
Thanks for supporting the Young Broke Musicians podcast, Simon.
We're so excited to welcome Tommy and Rebecca from Bamboo Brush on our podcast
These local heroes have been doing their bit to save our beautiful planet.
by using their superpowers to crack down on the plastic pollution.
As we are a podcast praising all creative endeavours, we interviewed them to hear about their inspiration.
And their creative process behind their company. Here's how we got on.
Awesome. Right, guys, welcome back to Young Broke Musicians podcast. This is episode number 5, and this is really, really exciting because this is the first episode we've got with guests. It is so exciting.
Amazing.
And we've got the wonderful people, Tommy and Rebecca from Bamboo Brush.
I'm so excited about this.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
That's no problem. How are you guys doing?
It's to be the first guests on your podcast.
It's so exciting. We've wanted someone as creative and so wholesome and inspiring as you guys.
We were literally saying earlier that your story and everything and the whole concept of it just warmed your heart, and it's people actually care about the environment.
Oh, that's lovely.
Nice.
Lovely to
Nice
hear.
to hear.
Yeah, we try. Well, we try and inspire. We try and inspire. We think everyone's got that power to be able to be quite inspirational. We just got to find out what that passion what that passion is.
And I think it's because it's all come from our own experiences as well.
Yeah,
To be honest, when
definitely.
we practice even think of our story. We just did it. And then after, hearing people just, like what you just said, how inspiring it is, and then we're like, oh, actually, yeah.
Aww,
That's brilliant.
that's amazing.
So you guys have been like all over the world and seen the effects of it. So what was sort of like the sort of turning point that inspired you to create Bamboo Brush?
Hey.
Yeah. Well, like you said, it all stems from our travel experiences, but probably what really hit home was going back to the same places which we've been to before and seeing the dramatic difference of how plastic has impacted. I think that was a moment. Yeah,
massively. So for a little bit of a background, Rebecca, proper travel dinosaur. 10 years Rebecca's been, when we say travelling, we mean living and working abroad. But
we have been working. It's not like we've just been
But yeah, so Rebecca's been travelling and living abroad for 10 years, and for myself, it's about 6 years. Really, I don't know how many countries we've been to, but it was really going back to them same places, maybe a couple of years later, and seeing that difference in the amount of plastic. And I think a big turning point was, okay, we spent a lot of our time in Asia, and it became the norm that plastic pollution is everywhere, and which was bad. And I think the word is naive. Like we were going to different places and plastic just became the norm. So it never hit us that hard. And it wasn't until we got a job to go around Europe, which was incredible, where I was like, how many countries was it?
30, was it?
No, it was 30 cities we went to and 15 countries to travel around Europe. Amazing job. Doing all the social media for a travel company. And it was then that we started to see the amount of plastic in Europe, apart from Asia. And it was like, excuse my French, but holy shit.
Yeah.
You can bleep that out, sorry.
No, we allow that. We allow that here.
This is a little bit too close to comfort. We're in Europe and there's plastic absolutely everywhere, and that's when we started researching more into plastics, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. Saying.
Go on, my lovely.
No, you go.
I was just going to say, as like a person who's not travelled much, and all the only sort of pollution and plastic that I see is on the news or is in sort of pictures and stuff, like as a very naive person, do you think that it's the news and the pictures that we're seeing, do you think that is the actual reflection on those places, or do you think it's worse than what it is, or
worse?
It's worse?
Yeah, it's worse because
that's scary.
It's the feeling and what we try and do, I think experiencing how bad plastic pollution is a massive part of wanting to act. So that's why we do our cleanups. We try and get people out because, okay, we live in lovely Hitchin. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like the suburb of London. But I think we've done 8 cleanups on the hill in Hitchin, and we've cleaned, like, throughout all of our cleanups we've cleaned up 600 kilos of plastic.
Yeah.
That's bad,
you're told to look out for it. So now, if I said to you, when you next go out, look out for litter, when you've got it in your head, you will see so much more because you're actively looking for it.
Because you're more conscious and aware of it now, aren't you?
I think if you get a new car and then you suddenly see more of the same of the car that you're driving just because you're now looking out for it. But going back to what you said about you get used to it. So we recently went out to Ghana, and it was, out of all the places I've ever been, it was the worst plastic pollution I've ever seen.
Beyond.
And talking about you get used to it. So when we first saw it, it is breathtaking. You're like, whoa. But by the end of the week, it became the norm.
Yeah.
Did you find that?
Yeah, it did.
And it just, because you get used to it. And that's what we're just used to seeing plastic pollution now.
Yeah.
But that was really, really hard.
Yeah. So like going back to like the question and the fact that social media is fantastic, and our whole thing is we want to use the power of social media, but them images are doing something. Do you know what I mean? They're spreading awareness. You might not be able to go and see how bad plastic pollution is, or you might not, whatever subject it is, but social media has that power for you to look at a screen and see all that plastic, or see a turtle with a plastic fork up its nose and getting pulled out, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
So there's that power in seeing something.
And that's why when we started our business, we wanted to use the power of social media in a positive way. So every single person not every single person, but what we wanted everybody to do is hold their toothbrush out, post it on Instagram. It gets people talking. It makes people want to do the same. And it's spreading awareness. And that's what we always want.
That's amazing.
That's incredible. That's incredible, isn't it?
It is, really is.
Yay. And it's nice to see that you guys are young as well. That, like, sometimes, because you always see like David Attenborough and all of those kind of people that are sort of preaching about the environment, and it's so good to see like young, like. Say that again.
We that's what a lot of people get surprised. So we had a meeting the other day, and we turned up, and the man just looked up and was like, "Oh my god, I just didn't expect you to look like that." I thought it was going to be like tree huggers.
He didn't have social media, so
Oh, bless.
Yeah, but what we want to do, we want to relate to your everyday person. We do not want to be judgmental in any way, shape or form. We understand that plastic's everywhere. We understand that you're going to use plastic. We just want to make it aware that we can all make simple changes.
Definitely.
Massively. And the fact that I like to think that we're relatable, we try and we hold our hands up. We're very transparent in how we, like you see social media, we talk every day. We try and be as transparent as
Oh yeah, it
possible.
definitely comes across that way.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But hopefully that makes us a bit more relatable to show that, okay, we're not experts, we're not scientists, we're not experts at business, we're just normal people who are showing other normal people that we all have the power to influence others, and hopefully that creates some sort of snowball effect, and more and more people get involved. I think the big problem with the Green Party, not a problem, but the Extinction Rebellion, the Green Party, they're all asking the correct questions. They're asking what we need to do to be able to save our planet. But unfortunately, you've got that stigma attached to the Green Party and the Extinction Rebellions. They're tree huggers. They wear hemp clothing.
Yeah.
And there's no relativity between.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's fantastic. I'm fully behind that, but
100%.
I think there's too much stigma around the fact that your typical green activist is someone who wears hemp clothing, whereas we're not going to change the world unless everyone gets behind this, and everyone, everyday people get behind making changes away from whatever that is.
But even if it's just small changes, it doesn't even matter if you just made one change a day. If you multiply that by millions, you're onto something.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Exactly. One simple change.
Simple change.
Love that. You set yourselves a tasks, didn't you, of doing the 1 million?
1 million by 2020, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And
Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, we do.
So when we launched in February last year, our background is social media, so we had a bit of a social media following, and the only way we launched was we didn't have any money. We had barely any money. Well, I'll tell you exactly. We had about £400 to our name between the both of us.
They do say the best businesses start with no money.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. And that Europe trip that we went on, Rebecca's laptop got stolen. We were at a camper van.
Yeah, our camper van got broken into in
Milan. And somehow we got an insurance claim back. So we got £847 from our insurance claim, which you never hear people actually getting them back, but we were like buzzing. Anyway, we got that, and our first batch of toothbrushes was £840. So it's that fate.
That is fate.
That's weird.
That's serious fate.
It is. So yeah, that was, when was that? Probably about 18 months ago. And then we bought that, and then we were like, we need to. I'm a big, well, not a big believer. I believe a little bit in law of attraction, as in set yourself a goal, you believe what you become and everything.
Yeah.
So we set a crazy goal of
#1 million by 2020.
And when did you achieve that?
It was 9 months. 9 months in.
9 months. Yeah. So
That's
we had
incredible.
1 million by 2020, which was.
It was a crazy goal. It was a really crazy goal, and whenever we said it to anyone, they were like, "Do you realise how many toothbrushes you're going to have to sell?"
My
We were like, "Oh, we do it!"
He was like, "You need to sell 2,856 or something like that per day to hit 1 million.
Wow.
And we were like, yeah, we'll do it. So when we launched, we were like, okay, we're going to do it before. By 2020 was the year, so we wanted to sell 1 million toothbrushes in 11 months.
Wow.
And then...
I think it was only us two who actually believed it.
Yeah, it was only us two.
Like, yeah, we could do it.
1 million. We still live at mum and dad's house, in our bedroom. We live in the loft. It's pretty
nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we just 9 months in, and we hit our target. We've currently sold close to 1.5 million.
Wow.
1.5 million of our beautiful little bamboo toothbrushes. So we actually recently, which this is pretty incredible, well, not to our own horn, but I'm very proud of it. 1.5 million bamboo toothbrushes. Your average plastic toothbrush weighs between 20 and 25 grams. So let's go 20. If you times 1.5 million by 20 grams, that's 30,000 kilos of plastic toothbrushes that we've stopped entering our oceans. And
that's incredible.
So,
that's insane.
That's pretty...
yeah, that's one of our proud moments.
Oh, definitely a high five moment. Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Wow.
All from my dad's bedroom, which is even more... We're currently in my dad's office.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. We're currently in the kitchen.
Yeah.
we built a den.
Literally, like, we've got my little sheet here.
Yeah, I like the sheet. It's great.
Last year we got put up for an award, the Hertfordshire Business of the Year Awards, and beforehand you get like a little audition. So we got through to you had to fill out like a form and everything. We got through to the next round, and it was like the judges' houses. So the judges actually come round to your office or where you are.
Yeah.
And I think they're expecting to go into like this massive headquarters.
Oh, nice.
We actually live at a mum and dad's house. You're going to have to come around there.
Oh, no.
They've been around. It was like big office spaces.
They're into our boardroom.
Yeah.
And then
we just brought them in here, and there was like Tom's dog was running everywhere.
Oh, that's brilliant. Keeps it authentic.
It's funny how they expect it to be they expected more people to be working for us. It was just us two. They expected like a big place.
But that's the joy of it. That's the beauty of it, is the fact that it's you guys making a difference, and it's not. You can see how authentic you both are. You can see how much you're passionate about it, and it's making a change.
Absolutely.
Like you even said, like how much plastic that's like come out that's not going to go into our seas now and into our planet, and that's insane.
And I mean, hopefully it's. I don't. We try and inspire people, and that's not a. It's not a reason for us to do it, but hopefully we can show that. Look, we've had barely anything, and I'm not saying that we're whatever, but we have barely anything, and we've had that much impact from nothing. Like we all have this power to influence people positively, no matter what that is, whether that's in plastics, whether that's through your music, whether that's whatever you want to do, you can positively influence someone, and we all have that inside us. We just got to find what that is and give yourselves a bit of confidence.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. It gives us it gave me inspiration, because I thought to myself the other day, like, I've seen like, I think it was I was on the side of the road, and my mum's best friend, she goes around and she picks up litter, and she does, I think she calls it herself the wombles or something.
Yeah.
And she goes around and she picks up all the litter, and she's done so much. She does it in Hitchin, she does it in Stevenage, everywhere. And it's just like, when you look out the window, you think, yeah, but what can I do? I can't really do anything about it. Like, it's just me. It's just one person. But but you guys have inspired me, because you were just one person. Well, technically, you were just two people, and you've done something and created a huge wave that is now massively like impacting everything, and it impacts that. You can then impact my life, I can then probably do something, and then that impacts somebody else, and it's just a knock-on effect. It's a chain link of everything.
And that's exactly, I think right now in time, I believe there's lots of people who want to do something. I think everyone kind of wants to do something, no matter what that is, but they don't really know how to do it. So we can make it easy for people to make their change and empower them to go and do whatever that may be, whether that's in plastic. It goes across so many different genres and things, I don't know, like subjects in the world at the moment. But if you can make it easy for someone to go do that, they're more likely to do it again, which is
Definitely.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing you do is perfect. So if you're doing something, it's better than doing nothing.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah, 100%.
So, moving on to the next thing. Can you tell us about the turtle costume?
Ah,
Oh, the turtle costume.
where did you see this?
I think I saw it on your Instagram page.
Oh,
So
brilliant.
Connor hasn't actually told
I've not
us.
to- I know about
the turtle
this.
page, but he's kept it from me. So I haven't seen the picture.
You've
no.
not seen it, no.
No, but we can probably on our YouTube bit we can probably put it up so
I
you
wonder
can
if
see
I
it.
can share I was going to share a screen and share a video, but no, do that. Yeah, go on to
We'll put it up.
We'll put it up on the
somewhere.
screen now.
So
Yeah, that was part of the Europe trip that we had, the job that we had.
So everything weirdly links really nicely.
Yeah.
It does, doesn't it?
Oh.
And we still have the turtle costume in the bedroom.
So the
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it's been. So that was part of the job where we had to travel around Europe for a travel company, and we had to. Well, I'll say we had to dress up.
Well, this travel company came to us and they said, "Look, incredible job to go around Europe. 8 weeks, no, I think it was 10 weeks, travel around Europe, 30 different cities, 15 different countries."
Sounds
In
dream.
a camper van, and we were like, "Oh my god, it's amazing! What's the catch?" And then it goes, "One catch. One of you is going to have to dress up as a 7-foot turtle." And I was like, "Well, I'm going to have to take the photos."
And can I just say, it was summertime, so it was so hot.
Oh no.
But what we found, so we had to take pictures in front of the landmarks. So
Right.
we'd get up super early, probably about 5 o'clock, go in front of the Eiffel Tower, go into Amsterdam,
That's
and I just had to
amazing.
dress up in this turtle, and it was really, really fun.
That's
there was
amazing.
one time in Amsterdam because the reason why we got up early because we didn't want loads of crowds, because one, it was so heavy, wasn't it, and two, you just get bombarded. But we went out, I think it was in Amsterdam, and it was 5 o'clock in the morning, and there was people still like up from the night before. So
Oh my god.
they were like, am I tripping, or is
Yeah, I was just about to say, did they think that they'd taken something that had made them feel like a giant turtle?
So we're like, yeah, they're just like. And there was one guy who was battered, and he was like, "Oh my god, what am I seeing?"
Oh my god, that's brilliant.
It is brilliant marketing, I think,
Yeah.
though, because the amount of people that take pictures of you in the turtle.
So the turtle was called Tito, and he was the
and
mascot for the company.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he survived the theft incident. So
And he survived.
when my
the theft.
laptop got broken into in the camper van, they didn't take the turtle.
They didn't. No, they just took the laptop.
Oh, that's a relief.
I know, 'cause that would've been awkward.
So we've still got the turtle upstairs, which is pretty mental.
That's amazing.
The company never wanted it back.
Yeah, to be honest, it does go hand. Like you said, everything's connected. It goes hand in hand with everything we're doing. So we do a lot of educational programs, and we deliver educational workshops in primary schools. So we actually went into a school and we brought the turtle with us, and the kids absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
Oh,
they do.
that's amazing. Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, so that's the Tito the turtle. And we should do that more, really.
That's
Yeah,
brilliant.
we on it today, but
Oh yeah.
next
that's
time.
upstairs.
Oh,
Next time.
amazing. So we've been following your Instagram. I've been following you for about a good few months now, and always get very excited seeing your posts because you do such amazing work. But you've got an announcement tomorrow. As of recording this video, I believe it's tomorrow. Your announcement.
So
When are
when
you going to release this?
this is going to be
This will be out
next Monday.
next Monday.
So we can say it now, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Ooh.
Ooh, drum roll.
On Monday, we've already announced that we're launching a Kickstarter campaign.
Have you guys
Amazing.
heard about it?
Yeah, I've backed a few projects on Kickstarter. I did the Switch Pod and the Peter McKinnon bag. That's Kickstarter.
Oh, nice.
Fantastic.
Oh, did Peter McKinnon do one?
Yeah, he did a camera bag, and I did a whole video about buying a fake one and then buying the real one. So I got that on the Kickstarter.
Yeah, amazing.
Oh, fantastic.
No,
So-
perfect.
we are launching a full range of eco-friendly reusable products.
Yeah.
Oh, that is exciting.
We will no longer be at Bamboo Brush. We're going to be at Bamboo & Co.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so
amazing.
We don't have any of the
very,
products
very
with
excited.
us.
Very, very excited. So it's a whole new range. We just figured if we can make that much of an impact with just one
30,000 kilos is
why not
plastic that we stopped.
try and do a whole new range and influence and educate and inspire people to make simple changes. But these are just everyday changes. And
What kind of things are? So you've got the toothbrush.
So we've got a water bottle.
A coffee
I think
mug,
I've seen you tease that on Instagram stories before. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
a coffee mug. We've got cotton buds.
Lunchbox, stainless steel lunch boxes.
Ooh, nice. You love a good lunchbox.
Yeah, a good lunchbox.
Cutlery. What we've done is we've gone through all of the top ocean polluters and just gone through and ticked the top 10.
That's amazing.
Matched it just to make the whole thing, like, you look at the amount of plastic which is in the ocean or going to landfill, and it's the top 10 items are really simple single-use plastics which we can all change in our daily lives. So we started, a big thing we used to say was, if you start and end your day in a sustainable way, who knows what the next eco decisions that you'll make. You might ride to work, or you might get your coffee cup instead of getting a takeout. So now we have a full range of products, so your whole day can be more sustainable. Instead of going to Tesco's and getting horrible single-use plastic items that you chuck, or going to get your takeaway coffee, which lasts an average of 4 minutes or whatever it is. So all of these, it's just some of the facts.
It is crazy. It is crazy, and that's what we want to target, is the ones that you use for earbuds you use for 10 seconds. Earbuds, 10 seconds. And then they can't be recycled just purely because of the size of it. It's really, really hard to recycle, and then they end up in our landfill just to be used for 10 seconds.
I saw a picture of a seahorse that had in its tail had got the cotton wool buds in its wrapped around its tail, and I was like, it makes me really sad to think that something that is man-made is affecting the ocean that much.
And I think that's why it's so important. The fact that you guys are sort of putting those pictures and stuff out there, it's getting into people's feeds and actually making them think and reflect.
Yeah, of course it is.
And actually want to make that one simple change.
Hopefully. And it's just like, you see these photos, but the facts behind the plastic, like, there's horrible images of the volume of plastic that's in our ocean. There's a study that recently came out that says that we can actually only see 1% of the amount of plastic which is in the ocean. The rest of it is broken down. So all of these images are mad, and you're like, how can the ocean cope with that? But that's apparently 1%. What happens is a big misconception at the moment is plastic breaks down into and biodegrades, but actually what happens is it breaks up into smaller microplastics. Which then what happens, they found out now, become a layer of the seabed. So we'll have the Iron Age or the Stone Age. There'll now be a plastic age, because the amount of plastic which is in the sediment of the seabed is just going to be ridiculous. And once that, and then there's horrible.
There's more. There's a fact that says that there's more microplastics in the sea now than there's stars in the Milky Way, which is just mind-blowing.
That's scary.
To think that this has been going on for years and years and years, and I mean, like, every single plastic toothbrush we've ever owned is still on this planet today, and it's absolutely crazy.
We can now be more generic and talk about plastic as a whole, because it's just ridiculous. Like, plastic is, I think it's going to really creep up on us in about 5-10 years. It's really going to, they're just starting to research the health defects that are happening because of, we're ingesting plastic all the time. Like, there's that's just that's proven, and the amount of through eating fish, through our water system, we're ingesting all this plastic, but they're now linking it to so many diseases, cardiovascular diseases. But there's also recent studies that show potential genetic defects that small that are changing. But I don't think we're going to find out the real negative impacts for probably another 5-10 years. And then it's too late. So it's scary, man.
Can I ask what your creative process was for creating the toothbrushes? So you saw the plastic, you wanted to do something about it. So you thought, what was the next step? You thought, okay, toothbrushes, that's what we're going to do. And how, if that was, what was the creative process of doing them? How did you go about actually getting the product in your hand and being like, this is our product?
Well, to be honest, all it was we didn't have much money. Like, we've always wanted to have some sort of, not business, but venture, do something of us by ourselves. We knew we had a platform.
But before we got into this, we were doing a lot of sustainable projects with other companies. So we were working for other companies. We worked for a travel company. We helped launch their sustainable initiative. So we learned all about it before. We were doing all this work for other companies, and we just thought we could do this ourselves. We could do it ourselves. We had the passion. We've seen it firsthand. So instead of doing it for other companies, we just thought.
Well, we were still doing it for other companies, but we were like, we need to use our platform to make an income, really.
Yeah.
And we always wanted to have our own business, and so we started looking. We just started looking into products.
You watched that documentary, didn't you? The one where the mum wanted to do everything.
Oh yeah,
free,
I forgot about that. So about 6-8 months before we launched, no, even before we even thought about it, I saw a short documentary on BBC, about 3 minutes, of a mum who's trying to bring up her children completely plastic free.
Oh wow!
And
cotton nappies and just everything.
Yeah, cotton nappies. She didn't use wet wipes. She used cotton, wooden toys, and then bamboo toothbrush. So that kind of, I didn't really click at that point. I've never actually found this video, and I need to. But yeah, I didn't really click, and it just stayed in the back of my mind, I think. And then when we started looking into products, I think bamboo toothbrushes were just, to be honest, they're cheap.
Yeah.
I didn't have any money, so we couldn't get water bottles are expensive.
We knew that everyone would have a toothbrush. Every single person will have a toothbrush. They use it twice a day, maybe even more. So it was kind of like a no-brainer for us.
I used to have before I went travelling, I had a hat company, a brand. It's called Akura Gear. And when I used to do that, I used to walk down the street and I'd say, out of the people you walk past, how many people would wear my hat? And it would be like maybe 10%, 15% of the demographic. And then when we did the toothbrush, it's like you walk down the street, how many people would use a bamboo toothbrush? Everyone brushes their teeth.
Yeah.
I bet.
So it was kind of like that was a bit of a, it was like, it was cheap, and we could get unbranded ones quite easy to get samples, and we sampled quite a few. And then, to be honest, we didn't really think too much. We didn't really, there's a lot of businesses that we deal with who take maybe like 3 years to set up, and that's great, and that's proper business. That's the way it probably should be. That's textbook. For us, it was more of a passion.
It was just a passion. When we first launched, and we didn't have a clue what we were doing.
No,
we would go we'd go to meetings with business advice from business, what were they, mentors, and we'd come out just like, it's not what we want to do. They'd sit us down like, right, you need to think of your target audience, who's it going to be? And we were just like, everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
They wanted to hear, and
then they'd be like, be a bit more realistic than selling 1 million toothbrushes.
Show them.
Yeah, absolutely.
done everything so differently, but it has worked.
Yeah, for us it's more of a passion, and that sounds really cliche, but for us is a genuine natural passion that we've seen the worst in which this object of plastic, this fantastic material, is used in the wrong way.
Yeah.
That we have to do something about it. Not that we're doing it. The business is kind of separate. The toothbrush is irrelevant from the message. The message behind everything is much more important than just the toothbrush, which is fantastic anyway. But it's the whole message that we all can change the world. We've got the power in our buying capacity to influence what happens. Exactly, Con. Love that.
And if
Definitely.
anyone wants to see how they're made, you've got that on your socials, haven't you? I saw that. That was amazing.
We went to China. We wanted to show people exactly how their toothbrush is made. I mean, the amount of products that I've got, and I look now, I'm like, I wonder how that's made, or what the journey is behind it. So we wanted to go there. We wanted to show our customers exactly how it's made. And it was so interesting, wasn't it? It was so interesting.
So so we've been over there we've been to the factory a few times.
Yeah.
And we always, a big thing is we want transparency with what we do. So I think it gains more.
Oh, I think we've lost you.
But yeah, so we went over. We went to China with a film crew and partnered with Virgin as well. So potentially there's the documentary that we filmed that will be, it's not finished yet because of everything that's happened.
Yeah.
It will probably go on to the flights in Virgin with our contract that we've got with them.
That's amazing.
So we filmed the whole process from start to finish. So from when it was like from the bamboo all the way to the end product, to the bit where they laser on our logo. And it was
saw the laser, and I was like, that's so exciting. So I got like a little dog, for my dog, I got like a little dog tag the other day, and Connor and I was watching it like being engraved on there, and I was like, that's really cool. And then we saw like it being engraved onto your bamboo brush, and I was like, they're doing the little engraving on the laser.
Yeah, that was the final stop, and it was like that. Oh, that was the whole of it.
Yeah. It was just so interesting, and
it is.
The fact that we use a very a zero waste. So it's so interesting in like one bit of bamboo, like a bamboo shoot. There's no waste. So even all the sawdust that comes off, they sweep that up, and that gets used to move into bamboo fiber, so clothing and other products. Wow. Different parts of the bamboo gets used for different products. It's so interesting. So
incredible.
We still haven't finished that documentary, but that will be released. We still need to do one interview with it, and then we're complete. But who knows when that will be?
It looks amazing, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have got one more question for you. So we have a question which we'll be asking every guest on our podcast. So
it's music related.
It's music related. So Roxy, do you want to go for it?
We're going to get a little bit of an insight of what kind of music you guys are into. So if you was to plan a festival, who would be your headliners for Friday, Saturday and Sunday?
Oh, what a great
this is
question.
So fun. Headliners. Can they be, is it Dead or Alive?
Yeah, Dead or Alive.
Yeah,
let's
go
do
for
that. Yeah.
I'll let you go with you, and then I'll go.
Headliners. Ooh.
I think, for me, on the Friday, we'd have to have some soul.
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah,
ooh, Stevie Wonder, that'd be a good shout.
Stevie on
love
the Saturday
Stevie.
night. Yeah, I like that. Something like reggae, soulful music.
Yeah.
Saturday, you need a big one, don't you?
Definitely.
Yeah.
What did you have on the Saturday? I'd have to bring back Queen. Freddie Mercury.
Amazing.
That's a big Saturday night. And then for me, on a Sunday, would be Jack Johnson.
Ooh, good
Ooh.
shout. Nice and mellow.
Around the world, that would be a perfect Sunday.
Yeah. That's a great question. We were on the radio the other, I think it was about a month ago, and then he was like, just a quick question. We just want to lift everyone's spirits, so can you just pick a song? And you know when you're put on the spot, and we were like, I just couldn't think of a song.
Oh no.
We went for the classic Top Loader.
Oh, love that song though.
On the spot, and you're like, I cannot pick a bad song here.
Okay, so seeing as you're talking about songs on our podcast, we do track of the week every week.
Yeah.
So our track of the week, Connor,
What was
we'll
it?
share this with you because after this podcast, literally log on to YouTube and listen to it. It's the happiest song you will ever hear in your life.
What was it called? Route 101 it's called.
Yeah.
Who's it by? Bert Halpert or something.
Yeah.
It's like it's an instrumental track, but it's like the happiest song. Like, I want it as my ringtone.
Connor and I, we literally just, when we hear it, we're like,
It's just a proper good dancing song.
it's pretty.
I love the song.
Albert.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah.
him.
Got it.
You
I love
can
it.
listen to that.
What would your festival? Your headline?
We spoke about this in our
didn't we?
first
Go on,
part.
Connor.
So I said the Saturday.
Saturday, Friday would be.
Oh, you said the
Saturday. Oh, Connor loves the
No, the
Saturdays.
Saturdays.
He loves the Saturdays.
Oh, what? Oh, mate, guilty pleasures. No, Friday I said Fleetwood Mac. Love a bit of Fleetwood Mac. Saturday, mixing it up, I think I said, was it My Chemical Romance?
My Chemical Romance.
Oh,
And then the Sunday, who did I say? Oh, Feeder on the Sunday.
a bit of rock.
Wow.
Yeah.
So mine would be the Eagles for the Friday, but they'll be collabing with Bryan Adams.
Oh, nice.
All right, bit different.
Yeah. Then Saturday would be Dua Lipa with Halsey,
Oh, okay.
doing a little collab kind of thing.
That'd be sick.
And then I think Sunday has to be Pink.
Has to be Pink.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah,
I think
bang.
she's cool. So yeah.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Love it.
Yeah.
Happy days. So, guys, thank you so much for being our first guests on the Young Broke Musicians podcast. It's been amazing chatting with
It
you.
really has. Thank
And
you.
thank you for sharing your story with us. It's so inspiring, isn't
It
it?
really is. And we'll be sharing your link and everything and all of the details for how to get your bamboo brushes and your new products
As well.
I don't have them. They're currently with. Do you know Jake Milligan? Jaff Milligan.
Yeah, amazing photographer.
Yeah, he's one of my best mates, and he's doing all the photography for us today to get some product shots. So
That's awesome.
Guys, it would be good if we could do another one in like 6 months' time just to see what.
That'd be
Oh,
awesome.
definitely. We'll be having you back on. Absolutely.
And did you say that you've got a dog as well?
Yeah.
So we've both got dogs as well,
We
and we're
do.
going to do we're going to do a dog podcast where everybody has their dogs there and we just talk about dogs. So we'll have
Absolutely.
to get you on there.
You should do like organise a dog Zoom meeting.
Yeah,
See how
just
many
We
dogs.
should do that. That would be sick. That probably would.
Dogs just looking at the camera.
Just having a catch up.
My dog's so ditzy, she'll just be like, oh, wallpaper. So silly. She's so silly.
Same with Gus.
Say that again?
What breed?
She's a corgi cross with a chihuahua. She's a rescue, so she's a little bit,
Oh,
a little bit of
lovely.
everything, but she's cute.
And I've got a frog. So he's a pug, but he's got a quarter Frenchie in him. So
She's really
a
cute.
frog.
What breed's your doggy?
Golden Retriever.
Oh, amazing.
We love golden retrievers.
We do.
Man,
Yeah, he's a lovely dog as well.
he's a little.
Just looking at him now, he's just got the tennis ball in his mouth. He just loves tennis balls.
He's a,
Oh, bless.
he's a night. At the moment, he is a nightmare. He is. There's an attention seeker. He just comes and just.
There's weeks where there's ball bans, so it's like, right, no balls in the house.
So Dad's brutal with him.
Oh, man.
Oh. Well,
That's amazing.
thank you so much, guys, for coming on.
No
the
worries.
podcast. And we will be definitely checking in with you in a few months' time. 100%.
Definitely.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
guys.
everyone who's streamed and watched episode 5 of Young Broke Musicians.
Yeah.
If you have enjoyed it, like and follow at Bamboo Brush on Instagram, on YouTube. I think you've got a YouTube channel. We'll put all their links to their website in the description below. You can follow us on Spotify and all those good places. And as we say at the end of each episode, see ya.
See ya.